No one likes to talk about money. Am I saving enough? Can I buy a house? Am I paying too much in taxes? Will I be able to retire? What if you could unlock insights about your finances in less than 5 minutes with a clear picture of where you stand today and where your money can work harder? Now you can. Visit Facet.com to take the free quiz and get your financial wellness score today. That's FACET.com. This ad is sponsored by Facet. Facet Wealth Incorporated is an SEC registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice.
He'll forget about the video game you gave him on his birthday.
Wow, thanks, Grandpa.
But he'll never forget how you invested in his future with the UNest app.
Wow. Thanks, Grandpa.
The UNest app makes it easy for grandparents and family friends to give funds to a child's investment account for a limited time. Download the UNest app and use the code IHEART50 at sign-up to receive a $50 bonus when you fund your account. That's code IHEART50 when you sign up at unest.co for a $50 bonus. See terms and conditions at unest.co.
A Hello Tushy bidet makes changing a lifelong habit like wiping your butt so easy.
If you can open a pickle jar, you can attach a Hello Tushy bidet to your existing toilet. No electricity or extra plumbing required. By cutting toilet paper use by 80%, Hello Tushy bidet pays for itself in less than a year.
Stop wiping and start washing with Hello Tushy. Go to hellotushy.com/culturistas and use promo code culturistas10 to get 10% off and free shipping on your first bidet order.
That's hellotushy.com/culturistas for 10% off.
This episode really, I'm excited to go through it because there was some pretty amazing 80s wardrobe and hair looks in here.
Oh yeah.
There were so many French braids at one point in the kindergarten classroom. Just tons.
Wait, are we
French
recording?
braids.
Are we recording? Or
Yes. We haven't stopped. Are you okay?
I'm like, are we start?
Stare at my forehead.
Are we recording?
Stare at my forehead.
Unless someone says action, I don't know if we're
action.
recording.
That's why I said 3, 2, 1. Do you think I just count for no reason? 3, 2, 1, ready to have a conversation with me?
I thought you were just practicing.
Oh boy, there is no practicing. I shoot the rehearsal, AB. This is how we work. And I'm sure.
What were you talking? Now I don't remember what you were talking about.
I don't know.
French braids, 80s hair.
No, I was just saying that like all the French braids that were in this episode. But really, forget all of that. This episode opens. The first thing I have written down in this episode is Kimmy! Kimmy's here!
Kimmy Gibbler has arrived.
Kimmy! Oh my gosh. You and that hair.
Well, okay, it looks like a wig, but sadly, it's not. It's my real hair.
I didn't think it was a wig. Well, I know you in person, so I didn't. Yeah, I know it's not a wig.
I thought at first I'm like, is that a wig? No, it's not a wig. But they did ask me to dye my hair.
Right, reddish
because
right?
It was too blonde. Well, it looked too similar to DJ's hair, and they didn't want people to be confused.
You were still stuck in being what Jennifer Crawford.
Oh,
That,
yeah.
You know, yeah, they were like, no. We need Kimmy to be
Jennifer
different.
Crawford. So they kept wanting me to dye my hair darker and darker and darker, so I looked different enough from DJ that I wouldn't be mistaken as a long-lost Tanner sister. So
you had like reddish hair, kind of, wasn't it? Didn't they go sort of?
It was like a reddish blonde, and so they wanted like more of a mousy brown. So that's what they did. They dyed it mousy brown and put some awkward curls in there.
It was the feathering was really what I noticed. You know what I mean? That like sort of the fluffy, a lot of hairspray, a lot of back combing.
Yeah, with the bangs and
the barrette,
curls and the barrette.
The barrette that I actually wrote down, the barrettes and the headband. DJ has a plastic headband on. Okay, can we imagine how that is digging into her skull? Like that is going to be so uncomfortable, right? And I had 2 little barrettes, and you had a lovely barrette. We
looked great.
We looked great for 3 guys who can't change a diaper or dress a child. Their hair skills are amazing.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking the girls just did their own hair because, like we said in the last episode, you and DJ got ready for Jesse's band practice and had fabulous teased hair. I think you guys are just doing your own hair.
I was so excited that the show opened on you, by the way. Like, I didn't remember that was how we first meet Kimmy. So
I didn't remember that either.
I was really What was it like seeing yourself? Like, have you seen this episode?
Oh, I haven't seen it in decades. It was a jump scare. I was whoa, and I was.
Were you
I
like,
got
oh my God, a wig?
nervous.
No.
I got nervous because now, like, I'm in it. I'm not just like this observer that's commenting and commenting with you, but I'm in it now. I gotta like critique
Now
myself.
we're commenting on you too.
I know
I love
it's
it.
a little nerve wracking, but no, it's exciting though. It's so exciting. I felt like I was in the entire episode, but I'm only in one scene. I'm only in half of one scene.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. I'm just in that opening scene for half the scene, and then I exit, and you don't see me again
You
for the
weren't
rest of the
just
episode.
like hiding outside a window or something, just peeking your head in.
No, that's later seasons. Kimmy
Right.
Gibbler.
I mean, I feel like that would have been very on brand for Kimmy.
Definitely. She's definitely stalker
But
material.
we eventually also get to the Kimmy DJ origin story in this episode as well.
Right. Oh, there's a lot of background stuff that they're laying the groundwork.
All I'm saying is, well, they're laying the groundwork, but they're going to move some bricks around eventually at the end with facts and family
What a
members.
metaphor. Wow.
Right? What was that?
I don't know.
What is that? I don't know.
I'm here for it, though.
Oh, boy. I need to stop. Continue. I'm going to just be quiet.
Well, everybody, welcome back to How Rude Tanneritos. We are here to discuss Season 1, Episode 3, titled The First Day of School. It aired on October 1st, 1987, and it goes a little something like this. Stephanie's reluctance to attend her first day of school disappears when Joey and Jesse visit her kindergarten class. It was directed by Richard Carell, who we
Mr.
know as
Richard
Rich
Carell.
Carell. We're on a rich basis now. We don't need to call him Richard anymore. And it was written by Jeff Franklin and Leonard Rips, who is the one that is credited with creating the Kimmy Gibbler character. So I have a special fondness for Lenny Rips.
I also have a special fondness for Lenny Rips. He wrote a lot of fun Stephanie lines.
He did. He's very talented.
Really funny, yeah.
This episode has several guest stars, including moi. Andrea Barber is Kimmy Gibbler.
That's true. Yeah, technically you were a guest star. Yeah.
This was only supposed to be like a one-time appearance, and that's it. Like, I don't think I was meant to be eventually a regular character for 8 seasons and then 5 more seasons on Fuller after that.
Where we would be without you.
Wow.
true.
Wow. I don't even want to think about it. Also guest starring Laura Reed as Ms. Lewis, Michelle Collins as little girl Abby, who is also known for Coronation Street, Jackie Joseph as Mrs. Peyton, who is Stephanie's kindergarten teacher, and Candace Hudson as Becky, who is another little girl in the kindergarten scene. So we open the episode in DJ and Stephanie's room. DJ and Kimmy are sitting on DJ's bed, planning the first day of school. DJ tells Kimmy that the best place to sit is in the back of the classroom so you won't get caught passing notes. Kimmy tells DJ, I love the way your mind works.
Again, Deej being the kid in the back of the class, and like, this is not the veterinarian that she grows up to be, is all I'm saying.
And she's only 10 too. Like, you think
Right?
of this type of behavior as more teenager type behavior, but she knows all the tricks.
Well, she lost her mom. She's going through some things. It's a little, but anyway.
Okay, well,
Passing
not to bring it down or anything. Stephanie carries a pile of clothes from the closet to her bed. She dumps the clothes and claims that she has nothing to wear. She explains to DJ and Kimmy that all of the clothes she owns are preschool her, but she's starting kindergarten today. Stephanie worries that if she walks into the classroom in the wrong outfit, people will say, Stephanie Tanner, ew. Which I love that part. Ew.
Well, because it's a callback of you and DJ talking about some boy in your class and being like, ew,
Arthur.
so-and-so, ew. Arthur, ew.
Boys were gross. Boys were gross when we were 10.
Boys were gross, right?
Yeah.
Now, I have to back up a little bit just because I want to ask you, like, what do you remember from your first scene? I think you asked me that question. So now I want to know, like, were you nervous? Were you like,
I was nervous.
What do you remember? Because you were older than I was, so you might actually have even a better recollection. So I'm excited to hear it.
Oh, well, I do remember being nervous, not for any of the auditioning process or anything, but like once I finally like walked onto the set for the very first time, that's when I'm like, oh yeah, this just got real. And I don't really remember meeting any of the adults, although I'm sure they were lovely. But I remember meeting you. You were adorable. And I remember being very impressed by meeting Candace because I found out that day that she was the little sister of Kirk Cameron, who was huge back in the 80s. He was on every teen beat bopper magazine, and I was a huge fan. So I was, a little bit starstruck that I was acting in a scene with his little sister. So, I was excited to be there. I felt very warm and welcomed. And I was there with my mom. I don't remember.
But you had done TV stuff before. You had done Days of Our Lives and a couple of. So this wasn't your first on-set experience.
No, this wasn't my first rodeo. I started acting at age 5, just like you did. But I was on a soap opera, Days of Our Lives, for 3.5 years. I did lots of guest appearances. Which is so hard,
by the way. Soap operas are.
It is. It's the hardest type of acting because you're doing 60 pages a day or more.
Right.
Like there's no time.
It's no half of one scene. It is a lot.
It's a lot. Yes. It's like I always call it boot camp for actors, and that's
true.
That's true. So I was
you kind of knew what to expect. So it wasn't like you were sitting there and it was the very first time, like all of these lights and all this. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's an
that
important,
probably helped
that's
a
an
little
important distinction. Yeah, this wasn't my very first time on a set. So if I had nerves, it was just because I'm meeting new people for the first time, and it's what do they think of me? I hope I do a good job. Just normal first day nerves. Yes, people are terrifying.
People are. Yeah, they really, really are.
They are.
Maybe that's just what I think now. But yeah, I remember you coming on set because I was really excited, like at more kids and more, I was so little. And it was hard because that 5-year age difference when you're, 5 and 10 is gigantic.
Huge. Yeah.
It's a big age gap. Yeah, I remember being very excited, like at any young people that came on the show. Hi, how are you?
Be my friend. Be my friend.
Right. But yeah, so we start with DJ and Kimmy, and we instantly see that DJ and Kimmy really kind of like to get under Steph's skin. They terrify her with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh yes, we do this rapid fire, right? As fast as humanly possible. Pledge of Allegiance.
Right? Which is and then I like Steph's version, whatever her version is later.
Yes, where she gets it all
when
wrong.
She screws it up, gets it all wrong. Yeah.
Well, we're just trying to make you nervous. We're just like, kindergarten's easy. You just recite the Pledge of
Allegiance.
And
I now have watched my kids do that to each other. Like the older one just be like, "Oh, you're gonna get so bullied. Like this is gonna suck." You're just like, "Oh my god." It's true. It's how they work.
And it worked. Stephanie looks worried. She says, "I'm dead meat." Jesse and Joey enter the room to tell Kimmy that her mom is downstairs and she was supposed to be home a half an hour ago, which is the first of many, many times that Kimmy Gibbler will get kicked out of the Tanner house.
But weren't your parents traveling the world and didn't really know you were there? Remember?
Well, that comes later. That comes
along with
we don't know.
Garth disappearing and other. Okay, got it. I'll leave it alone.
The sister,
Never
like, do
mind.
I even have 3 sisters at this point? I don't know.
Your mom wanted you home.
My mom. This is one of the rare moments that a Tanner parent. I'm sorry, a Gibbler parent actually cares where Kimmy is, because usually they don't. They're just like, whatever.
Usually it's just the ostrich that cares about where you are. Okay.
Ooh, good recall. Okay, so Kimmy gets kicked out. She leaves, and that's it. That's it for me.
That was Kimmy Gibbler in episode 3, and that was it.
That's it. But I felt like I was in the whole entire episode. It felt so long, and I'm like, no, I had like 5 lines, and that's it. That was the whole shebang. Stephanie asks Uncle Jesse, "How do I look?" as she proudly shows off that she's wearing multiple layers of random clothes. Jesse replies, "You look like a bag lady."
Be prepared for anything.
Right.
Yeah. Be ready for anything.
We notice that Michelle is very dirty. She's covered in who knows what sort of brown substance.
Yeah, right. Could they have not? I would have preferred peas. You know what I mean? Or
it looks like she's
sweet
covered
potato
in poop.
Yeah, that's what. It's not cute. I was like, what is? Oh, because babies do that sometimes.
Yeah. So anyway. Joey suggests, well, we got to give her a bath, and Jesse says, well, do we know how to do that? And Joey responds, it's just like giving a dog a bath with a little less tail to clean. I have no words for this.
Human babies don't have tails, Andrea. The prehensile tail is actually something that doesn't exist anymore. So there's less tail to clean.
We have evolved as a species.
Or you could mean it, there's less behind to clean, but I don't think that was the intention.
No. No, I don't think so.
Although
basically we know these men are still incompetent.
Babies do have smaller behinds than large dogs, so I'll give them that too.
So we know we're heading into tomfoolery here. We head into the bathroom. Wait, what?
Nothing.
Tell me right now on air.
When you said we're heading into tomfoolery, I was
I know what you're going to say.
The briefest of moments, I was like, who's that? And then I was like, oh my, Tom, no.
Yes.
Like,
I know where
in my
your brain,
head you said it, and it was
going.
like capital Tom, and then foolery was the last name. And I was like, I don't remember you listing him as a guest star. But
that's a great name for a character, tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery.
Maybe that'll be Kimmy's third brother, tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery,
yeah. At some point. So Jesse walks into the bathroom with a dirty Michelle and opens the shower curtain to find Joey dressed in a bright colored bathing suit with a life vest, swim goggles, and a swim cap. Jesse simply says this is the most terrifying shower scene since Psycho.
Exactly. Yes. Could you imagine if you opened the shower and a grown man was standing there looking like that? You'd be like, what is wrong with you? What are you doing?
It's terrifying. And this is
and
another...
also, he's got a lot of stuff in that alcove. He's got a life vest and a swim cap and a thing.
Right?
That alcove is like a Harry Potter hole or something. It's just growing.
It's like a Mary Poppins bag. He just keeps pulling things out
Mannequins,
of there.
Solar systems,
olive oil and Popeye.
Swim goggles,
yes.
Life vests, everything.
He's very well prepared for the end of the world.
And the swim shorts were pretty epic. Those
were great.
Those were some great tip-top 80s.
Very bright.
Bright neon beachwear.
And, I think this is another everywhere you look moment because this bathroom, is it carpeted? Am I seeing this?
It was the 80s, baby. Do you remember 70s and 80s bathrooms had carpet?
Mint green carpet.
Oh, yes. That was on trend, my friend. That was
a good thing? Wow.
I'm not saying it was a good thing. I'm just saying I remember I remember this because my mother hates carpeting in bathrooms. And in the 80s when we we were buying a house, and I remember my mom being like, we have to rip the carpet out of the bath. And it actually is so gross.
It's
again,
so gross.
Unsanitary.
Yes.
Danny Tanner, for being as clean as a freak as he was, I'm starting to question.
Yeah. Well, yes, the Tanner house is not as clean.
It's really very surface clean, but not. There's the deep.
Well, and he doesn't instigate these moments. You notice this is always Joey and Jesse, and Danny walks in later and discovers the unsanitary things happening. So,
that's true. Except for the finger moment, I'm still not over that.
DJ and Stephanie walk into the bathroom carrying their tiny chairs, and Jody is wearing the cutest little bear slippers that are adorable.
I look like I'm going to paint a landscape, though. In that, why do I have a painter's smock on over my pajamas? Or maybe that was the first. You know what I mean? I had a weird
Were you still trying on clothes for school the next day? Maybe
that's what it was. Maybe
you still had so many layers of clothes on.
That's probably, it was layered. I thought it just looked like I was, I was taking my oil pastels down to the riverside to go draw a painting or something.
Get your easel and your paints. Paint a landscape.
No, I was just layering the clothes. Got it. That makes sense.
So the girls walk in. They have their chairs. They sit them down. They're ready to watch this show. But Jesse tells them to get out and not to worry because Joey will do something just as stupid tomorrow.
He'll forget about the video game you gave him on his birthday.
Wow, thanks, Grandpa.
But he'll never forget how you invested in his future with the YouNest app.
Wow. Thanks, Grandpa.
Don't just give them any gift. Give them a gift that can grow with them. Invite grandparents and family friends to contribute to your child's future with the YouNest app. YouNest is an investment account for kids that makes it easy to gift funds that can be used for college tuition, their first home, and more, just by sharing a link. Or include a YouNest QR code on party invitations for birthdays and holidays. For a limited time, download the YouNest app and use the code IHEART50 at sign-up to receive a $50 bonus when you fund your account. That's code IHEART50 when you sign up at unest.co for a $50 bonus. See terms and conditions at unest.co.
Welcome to Big Big Bank.
I'd like to open your Simple Saver account.
Certainly. Just fill out the simple 10-part form.
Whoa, I'll just go to Connecta.
Oh, okay.
Connecta Credit Union offers a more human approach. Banking done different. Connecta.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Color is bold. Color is expressive. Color is so you. Experience the fun of summer with Splat Hair Color. From pops of vibrant color, pastels, or even sun-kissed blondes, the possibilities are endless. With over 30 easy-to-use shades to choose from, you can create head-turning looks and color on your terms. Splat is available in temporary, semi-permanent, and permanent formulas. It's vegan and cruelty-free, so you always feel good about it. Get Splat Hair Color at Walmart, Target, Walgreens, Rite Aid, CVS, and splathaircolor.com.
We cut to the next scene, which is DJ and Stephanie's room. Stephanie gets out of bed with a flashlight and goes to talk to DJ, shining the flashlight in her face directly and asking, "Are you asleep?" This is such a little kid thing. Like, I think every little kid has done this to an older sibling.
Oh, yeah. Or to their parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stephanie tells DJ that she's still worried about her outfit, and she tries to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Here's that moment. "I pledge allegiance to the flag of some states of America."
Oh, okay.
DJ, hey, that's an A for effort right there. You remembered more words than most 5-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they changed it here and there anyway, so it's a movable document.
DJ picks up Stephanie and carries her back to bed, saying, "Let me tuck you in very, very tight," as Stephanie continues to say the Pledge of Allegiance all wrong, and again ends with, "I'm dead meat." Now, you and Candace have such great chemistry as sisters here. Like, I don't know if you had a good bond right straight out of the gate or if you had to warm up to it, but you really seem like real-life sisters.
I think it was, well, yeah, I think that the dynamic was actually very real because, Candace was the baby of her family and then there was me. And so I was the annoying 5-year younger sister who was like, laugh at my jokes, look at me, blah, 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 and I was all over the place. And I think Candace was very much like DJ and just like, oh my God, why are you here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was
definitely
method
acting here.
But it was like that. It was also like 5 and 10-year-old. You know what I mean? At that age,
that's a huge age gap.
It's a huge age gap. But it was great because we really brought a lot of that like sister dynamic where, we had fun and we got along. But like, it was also, I'm sure she was like,
somebody please entertain this kid.
Just stay in your bed. Right. Yeah. Right. Just hang this kid from a curtain, please. Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
Right.
We head back to the bathroom.
But wait, is that the scene where we're coming up on that. Never mind.
Okay.
My pageant dress moment. Dress.
That's coming. That's a great moment. I can't wait. We are in the bathroom, or more correctly, Jesse and Joey and Michelle are in the bathroom, and they are all in the bubble bath. They declare that Michelle is clean, and Jesse places her in a baby seat just outside the bath, and then he rejoins Joey in the tub. Because why not?
I mean, look, once you've already been in the bubble bath with your friend, putting one person out and getting back in, it's not that much. You know what I mean? You've done it already. Right. And it was just his shins because,
he was sitting on the edge of the bathtub. He was
sitting on the edge.
Where Joey was kind of fully submerged in the bubbles.
Well, only as fully submerged as that Life Vest would let him, which was not far at all. Yeah.
Jesse tells Joey that he has a date with a dancer, a ballerina, a topless ballerina. Like,
which, that one, I literally wrote down, topless ballerina? I was like,
right?
Wow, we just...
Like, he's such a horn dog.
I mean, again, no shame, fine. Topless ballerina, great. Pirouette all over the place. But it's more so the fact that, I feel like now... people will lose their mind if there was a suggestion of a topless something. Although, I don't know, we got away with some things on Full and Fuller, but it threw me. It definitely threw me.
It threw me too. It's just, It doesn't seem very Full House friendly. We're so used to Full House being so family friendly. And then every once in a while there are one of these jokes that just kind of goes over the kids' heads.
This was kind of, I guess this was maybe, it was the point.
And Jesse just has to prove that he's very desirable and he's dating a lot.
And I've never met a topless ballerina. Anyway, that's...
No, you're right. They stick to poles and other type, not pirouetting.
Well, you know what? This is a conversation for another time. Back to the men in the bathtub.
Back to the men in the bathtub.
Back to safer territory.
Right. The two men in the
also,
bathtub.
Can we talk about the fact that Elvis was Jesse's entire personality?
Yes, for this, especially for these last couple of episodes.
These last few episodes, it's like, who's Jesse? He likes Elvis.
He loves
But
Elvis.
like as a person, he likes Elvis. That's it.
Was that was John a big fan of Elvis too? I know he was a big fan of the Beach Boys.
John was a big Elvis fan. Beach Boys. Jeff was a big Elvis fan, and I think a lot of that came through Jeff and his more life experience was more young bachelor. You know what I mean? So I think when he wrote those episodes, that was kind of more where he was at in that point. So those I think spoke a little more like that.
Yeah, that tracks.
But it's crazy.
Well, and Jesse is singing an Elvis song in the bathtub. He's singing Elvis's Hard-Headed Woman. And Joey tells Jesse, sing another song. That was so great. Sing one for Michelle. So for some reason, Jesse grabs a towel and uses it like a makeshift scarf around his neck and starts singing Love Me Tender to Michelle. He throws the scarf to her and then turns to Joey, looks in his eyes, and continues to sing. And that's when Danny walks in on them. Of course. Of course.
Right. Of course.
This is a very natural thing to be happening in the full house.
I mean, when a house is that full, you're going to find two people in a bathtub occasionally. Just don't throw the baby out with bathwater.
How many bathrooms were in the full house?
Well, you only ever saw this one.
You only ever saw this one. There had to have been a bathroom downstairs or up in the attic. I don't know.
Look. In actuality, or you could add 7 bathrooms in that house for as real as it was,
shape-shifting backyard, shape-shifting bathrooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the Tanners just took and turned all the bathrooms in the house into living spaces. And so actually there was just a small, outhouse in the back that you never saw.
Yes, because they needed every square inch for all the people that were now living in the house.
Right.
Danny says, oh my God. And Jesse and Joey explained that they were just giving Michelle a bath. Danny says, then why isn't she in the tub? Danny grabs Michelle and says, I'm going to leave you two sailors to your suds and your singing. And he exits and Jesse goes back to singing to Joey. These two are bonding. They're definitely
really
bonding.
They really are.
Tomfoolery.
Yes. He's there too.
He's okay. No, I'm not going there. Okay. We are back in DJ and Stephanie's room. Danny goes to check on the girls sleeping when Stephanie suddenly says, hi, Daddy. Everyone is awake.
Yes.
We reveal that Stephanie, who's under the covers, is actually wearing a big, ruffly pink dress and holding her lunchbox. She is ready for school. This is such a great dress.
I loved that dress. Yeah. I did.
Aww.
So I did pageants when I was a kid, to wear the little frilly dresses and stuff. And it was very much one of those types of dresses with the little socks and the thing. And you have to stand so you don't, your arms don't crush the poofiness of the dress. Yeah,
right.
It's
a delicate dress.
It's it's a delicate thing. I mean, Steph looked fabulous though.
You looked adorable, and you looked like you felt fabulous as well.
I mean, I still have that dress and I wear it and I feel great.
Danny says she looks like she's getting ready for prom when Stephanie looks at DJ and says, you said this looked good. DJ responds by saying, hey, if you can't have fun with your little sister, what's the point in having one?
So true.
Very accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just always at Steph's expense.
Always. The next morning, we are in the kitchen. Danny, Joey, and Jesse are there, and DJ and Stephanie enter ready for school. DJ is wearing an all-denim dress with brown boots, and Stephanie is wearing an adorable red dress with an apple on the collar and matching red shoes. You look just like Shirley Temple.
I mean,
so cute.
Right? That what did they call those collars? It's like a pilgrim's collar almost, like that big square. And the dress. I remember that dress.
You do.
I remember the dress. I remember the feel of the lunchbox. Ooh. The Jetsons lunchbox.
Yeah.
Because they could, if I remember right, they couldn't actually find a Jetsons lunchbox. So it was just a lunchbox that they'd taken and then put Jetsons stickers on.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. Again, if the Jetsons were a thing. I mean, I know they were a thing, but like at that point, I didn't know they were like huge along with the Flintstones, but
a huge hit with the kindergarten set.
With the kindergartners, with the kindergarten set. But yes, I remember that dress very, very vividly.
It's adorable. And DJ's denim dress, I think this was on trend too.
It's like a denim shirt tied in a knot with a long, like, kind of prairie dress and like the little like almost Little House on the Prairie-esque boots.
Oh, it's
she
cute.
Looked great. It was.
She looked fantastic. Oh, it's very. It's a little. It was giving me some visions of like, what is it? Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, and their all denim moment. But it was still very appropriate and adorable.
I felt a little bit like she was an extra from Yellowstone, perhaps. You know what I mean? Like just sort of one of in the background there, just a child from Montana or something. Yeah.
Very accurate description.
Yeah. I mean, I look like I stepped out of like a 1935 one-room schoolhouse. So, yeah.
You two are so ready for the first day of school.
Yes, exactly. Because I know tights are something that I definitely would wear as a child to kindergarten.
Like
white tights,
making it even harder to go to the bathroom as a 5-year-old. Like this is not.
I really
this is not reasonable.
Well. I did not plan well. Well, that's what you get when you're 5.
So the girls get their lunch boxes. DJ's not happy about her Barbie lunchbox because that's just not cool for a 5th grader.
Absolutely not.
She hates it. But DJ reassures Danny that Stephanie is going to be just fine. They start to leave, but wait, Danny wants to record this moment for posterity. So he gets out his video camera, which is massive.
Oh, right? It needs a scaffold just to hold it.
Right. And I remember, I have a picture of you holding a video camera that is this large or larger, and your mom is in this picture. Yes, your upper body strength was amazing.
Right, it was amazing.
This was a few seasons later, but like that was a thing. These big video cameras.
Bob was he made a big thing out of those big video cameras, and
I'm sure he did
capitalized on that well. But yeah, it was like, oh my gosh, to think we actually recorded things like that.
Mm-hmm. Where you could put the videotape, like the Betamax tape, directly in the camera.
Like an actual VHS tape in the...
That was not very efficient, but that's what we did in those days to capture our memories.
I mean, that was efficient. That was cutting edge technology. That was, there was no cords and wires. You were on the go. You had a battery pack. Yeah, Danny was doing big things with his sports reporter money,
He was.
Buying camcorders. Yeah. Big things.
I love it. So Danny, he's videoing the girls. He says action, and the girls start walking to the front door while Joey and Jesse sing behind them. Sunrise, sunset.
From Fiddler on the Roof.
This is one of the funniest singing segments in the entire Full House series.
Right? And one of the things I wrote down was there was a lot more singing than I remember. There was practically a song in all of the episodes so far. But the reactions from Steph and DJ and the whole, it was really funny.
It's classic because Jesse and Joey are so into it. Like they are so committed to this performance of this sad song and sending the girls off to school. And Danny joins in too. Like he's fully into this.
Oh, he's
this sentimental moment.
The hugs, the whole moment. Yeah.
It's fantastic. So the girls wave goodbye at the door and leave, but Stephanie quickly walks back in and says that she has changed her mind. Danny says, "What's wrong?" And she tells them that she is sick, but it doesn't look very convincing. So Joey gives her a lesson in how to properly execute a fake cough, which leads to this adorable moment between you and Dave.
Which leads to me making a face that looks like a decrepit turtle or something. I'm like,
adorable.
It's like the weirdest. What even do I? And I'm like, It was so ridiculous.
It was so bad, but so funny.
It was so bad and so. I was like, what? I literally wrote down, I look like a turtle. What is that face? It was hysterical.
Well, you were mimicking Dave, who was doing a cough, a turtle. Maybe that's how turtles cough. I don't know.
It was so funny. Yeah.
It's hysterical. Danny asks Steph, why don't you want to go to school? And Stephanie admits that she's scared, that she's not going to know anybody and she won't have any friends. So they all give her encouraging messages about, their first days, when suddenly Jesse goes into this very awkward story from his own life about his first time when he was 14.
It was not his first time going to school. Let's put it that way. It was his first time doing something else.
Like, again, I was
perhaps
so
a topless
uncomfortable.
ballerina. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's right.
He really wants to drive home the point that he
is that a euphemism for something else? Because he really wants it to drive home the point. All right,
he's driving home something.
He's driving. Yeah, good Lord, Jesse.
Okay. I'm glad they toned this down in later seasons. Like, I'm glad that this wasn't an every episode thing.
Right. But there was quite the first season. I seem to remember Jesse was he was doing a lot of things.
A lot.
And by a lot of things, I mean a lot of things.
Okay, so now we are finally right outside of Stephanie's classroom. Danny walks.
Wait.
What?
There's an everywhere you look moment.
Oh,
in that
did I
scene.
miss an everywhere you look moment? Tell me.
Did you notice in the alcove when they're talking to Steph, Joey and his mannequin have the same shirt on?
Oh, I love it.
It's a matching shirt. Yep. It's one of the first it totally stands out because the mannequin is just right behind him.
Oh, that's great.
And so anyway.
I love this. I wonder if Dave came up with that idea or if costumes
Probably.
came up with it. It seems like it was a Dave idea.
Probably.
Yeah, it's hysterical. I love it. I look forward to
Anyway,
this.
I just noticed it in that and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay.
That's awesome. Awesome. So Danny walks Stephanie to her classroom door, and Stephanie looks in the room and says, okay, I've seen it. I'm ready to go home now.
That's what I do at parties now. I just go up. Yep, there it is. Okay, let's go home.
This is a running theme in your life.
Yeah.
of, avoiding social
anxiety.
situations. Danny points out a nice girl for Stephanie to talk to, but this little girl starts screaming. She's never going back in that classroom ever again, and she runs away. So that totally backfired on Danny. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Danny
I'd be
says,
a little nervous to send my kid in there too.
Right?
What's going on in that classroom?
What's going on? This girl is screaming at the top of her lungs. Danny says, why don't we play outside for a little bit until you get comfortable, and walks her over to a slide. And this is such a great set, this outdoor space of the school. You've got the chalk drawings on the wooden fence.
I remember what that little blue slide that she goes, it was like a metal slide and like a blue barrel.
Yes.
And I remember they painted it with like a matte paint.
Oh.
So it was like rough, so it wouldn't reflect the lights and stuff as much.
Smart.
But I just remember it was kind of, I don't know like how to describe it, but like kind of gritty feeling. I vividly remember that playground set of like the little yellow jungle gym thing and then that blue slide. And I remember the blue slide also because when Bob would fit in it, it made me laugh because he was so tall.
Yes.
And he was hanging out of it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, he doesn't make it very far because his legs hit the bottom before
Right.
he even gets out of that tunnel thing.
Right.
It's hysterical. So they try to go up and down the slide a few times, but Danny realizes that Michelle needs a diaper change. So he basically shoves Steph aside, like the middle child that she is.
Right, yeah.
And goes to attend to Michelle. He says, Stephanie, go wait inside the classroom while I change her. So Stephanie reluctantly walks into the classroom, only to find Uncle Jesse sitting down at one of the classroom tables in his exterminator uniform.
Which is so random that there's just some random guy in the classroom.
Well, and how did he get in there without
That's
you
what
or
I'm saying.
Danny
How did he
seeing?
get in there? Right. He drove ahead of us to the thing and got in there in his exterminator outfit. And he just was like, don't mind me, everyone. I'm just going to sit here until a child appears at the door.
Yeah. Yeah. The safety protocol.
Again, the 80s.
Yeah.
It was a wild time.
The door is always open in the
door is
classroom.
always open at the classrooms too, right?
Apparently as well. So this is the first time we find out what Jesse does for a living. He is an exterminator, and he says he's there to make sure there are no pests in the classroom. Stephanie asks him to stay and never leave. So Jesse concocts this plan to help Stephanie make friends. He stands up and rings a bell to get everyone's attention. He grabs a tray of cartons of milk and says, "Free milk! Compliments of the coolest kid in class, Stephanie Tanner." So there now is a mad rush around you, and everyone takes a carton of milk and abruptly leaves.
I find that happens to me now when I stand somewhere and with just cartons of milk, and I'm like, milk, everyone, and it's like you wouldn't believe it. It's just the mad rush. It's crazy.
Well, in kindergarten, milk is a hot commodity, but once you hit your 40s, nobody.
Well,
nobody wants milk anymore.
I did not go to kindergarten.
What?
I didn't. Yeah,
I did not. Kindergarten.
I skipped kindergarten. Right. I skipped kindergarten. So when Steph was starting kindergarten, that was technically I would have been starting kindergarten, but I went to kindergarten for like 2 days, and then I wound up getting moved up to first grade.
Wow.
And so I remember this episode because I remember feeling all of those things, even though it wasn't kindergarten necessarily. It was even older kids, and it was a different classroom, and it wasn't quite as kid. And my best friend Jeffrey wasn't there, and and like all of the things that shifted. And I remember this episode like really vividly because I remember feeling a lot of those same things.
You could relate to it, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, but yeah, I didn't do kindergarten. I just went right into first grade. I was younger than everybody in my class, which was the thing.
That's hard. That's got to be hard for a kid to be the youngest and then smallest and also on TV. So that's
I
awkward.
I started the show when I started school, so I never really had any experience of school other than that.
Wow, that explains a lot.
Yeah, it really does.
Social anxiety, nobody wants your milk. Like this.
Yes. When I say nobody wants, I said everybody wants the milk. My milk cartons bring all the fans to the house.
Why? How do your boobs come up? How do your honkers come up in every
talking about that.
episode?
You're thinking about them. I wasn't even talking. I was talking about milk cartons, literal milk cartons. I was. For once, I was not being disgusting. Andrea Barber, get your head out of the gutter. Okay. Wow.
The spirit of Bob Saget lives on. All right, so everybody takes milk, but now Stephanie's left with no friends and no milk. So Jesse needs a new plan. He's going to try his personal charm. He struts up to a little girl who is coloring and says, "How would you like to make a new friend?" She starts yelling, "Stranger, stranger, stranger," while blowing a whistle.
This was when I was like,
yes.
There we go. Finally, someone with some sense in this room. It's a child in a sailor hat, but yes, you.
I was like, good for you, girl. You blow that whistle. You report on that stranger.
Yeah.
Stranger danger. Yes.
Yes.
Got to protect yourself because no adults are protecting any kids in this
the
classroom.
Adults are like, nope, it's fine. He can give away the milk. He can, it's all good.
So when the teacher asks Jesse who he is, he says he is Stephanie's father. And Steph just goes along with it because why not?
She's like, okay.
Sure. Now Joey walks into the classroom because, again, apparently no one has to check in at the front desk as a visitor. There's no fence.
The classrooms in the 80s were different,
Yeah.
It's just
anybody could just walk on in.
Yeah, you could just go hang out in kindergarten classrooms, as an adult dude, because why not?
The 80s. Joey rallies the kids and starts a game of duck, duck, goose. And he runs
one
into
of my favorite games.
It's so good. Oh, yes. So fun. And Joey, on his last spin around the circle, runs into the teacher. The teacher asks him, "Who are you?" And he says he is Stephanie's father. At that very moment, Danny walks in, and the teacher asks him, "Who are you?" And he says, "Oh, I'm Stephanie's father." So Stephanie's like, "Yeah, those are my 3 dads."
I mean, I feel like that's not. There's families now that happens. You just go, okay, that's as a teacher, you just go, great, 3.
Great.
But really, I look more like Joey than any of them. So I
You
feel
really
like,
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Weirdly.
That's okay. It's Pam. You get your coloring from Pam's
the
side.
2 people.
Of the family.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, because Jesse.
Oh yeah, that's right. So where do you get your blonde hair?
I don't know.
We don't know. We got to ask Jeff Franklin.
We can write that. Yeah.
He'll forget about the video game you gave him on his birthday.
Wow, thanks, Grandpa.
But he'll never forget how you invested in his future with the UNest app.
Wow. Thanks, Grandpa.
Don't just give them any gift. Give them a gift that can grow with them. Invite grandparents and family friends to contribute to your child's future with the UNest app. UNest is an investment account for kids that makes it easy to gift funds that can be used for college tuition, their first home, and more, just by sharing a link. Or include a UNES QR code on party invitations for birthdays and holidays. For a limited time, download the UNEST app and use the code IHEART50 at sign up to receive a $50 bonus when you fund your account. That's code IHEART50 when you sign up at unest.co for a $50 bonus. See terms and conditions at unest.co.
Welcome to Big Bang.
I'd like to open your Simple Saver account.
Certainly. Just fill out the simple 10-part form.
Whoa, I'll just go to Connecta.
Oh, okay.
Connecta Credit Union offers a more human approach. Banking done different. Connecta.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Is your blonde looking dull and in need of a pick-me-up? Say hello to Splat's Brilliant Toning Foam, a weightless, mess-free foam hair toner for blonde or highlighted hair, infused with a protein complex that helps moisturize, strengthen, and help repair hair. Keep brassiness at bay or play up fun and temporary pastel hues in minutes. Brilliant Toning Foam is vegan and cruelty-free. Find Splat's Brilliant Toning Foam at CVS, Target, or online at splathaircolor.com.
Suddenly, we see DJ trying to climb over the fence outside. Danny intercepts her and asks why she's trying to run away. DJ
also
is
very hard to climb a fence in a skirt, just going to say.
Yeah, very awkward. So that's why she didn't get very far.
Yeah.
DJ is upset because they put her in the smart class with a bunch of eggheads where she is the only blonde. Geekville, USA.
Why? She mentions that 3 times, that she's the only blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is the...
implication,
right,
is that blondes are not so smart. So it's a classroom full of brunette eggheads.
Is the fact that I didn't get the joke and I'm blonde, is that better or worse?
Hey, I couldn't tell my right from my left at the top of the previous episode. So, hey, you're in good company.
Okay. Because now that makes sense. I took it a whole other way. I was like, well, what do they mean? Like, is it because she's only like, I don't know. I just went somewhere totally different with it. And now, yeah, blondes.
We're
not smart.
Duh. We're tracking. Okay.
Wow.
This was a very meta moment. Wow. But worst of all, even worse than being the only blonde in the classroom, is that they split up Kimmy and DJ. They're no longer in the same class for the first time since kindergarten. Danny says it's fine. She lives next door, which is the first reveal that Kimmy lives next door.
Next door.
Fantastic. Danny gives DJ advice and explains if you don't want to try new things, you won't know what you're missing out on. Now we see Stephanie attempting to leave the school too. She says, bye, Dad, and keeps walking.
I'm just like, peace out. See you later. I am going to try climbing over the fence. I'm just leaving.
Yes, proudly.
Yeah. As much as I do now.
That was very on brand for you, Jody. DJ asks if she can talk to Stephanie alone, woman to woman. And Danny says that's okay and leaves them alone.
I love this scene.
It's a great
I think it's
scene.
so cute. When she's like, can I talk to... I'm like, oh.
It's
because I've seen my girls do that now, where like Zoe will take B aside and be like, "I got this," and so like it's such a real moment. It's just such a real moment. I loved it. It's cute to watch.
That's so sweet. Well, I hope I can do it justice in describing it here. So DJ pulls Steph aside and asks, "What's wrong?" Stephanie tells her she has no friends. DJ explains how she didn't know anyone on her first day of kindergarten, and she didn't even talk to Kimmy for 6 months. Stephanie asks, is that because she's an airhead? And DJ says, she's not an airhead. She just hates thinking. Which I forgot that my character was originally supposed to be an airhead, not necessarily like an annoying, pesky neighbor with no boundaries, but she was just supposed to be an airhead, a ditzy airhead. The annoying stuff comes later.
I mean, it's interesting to go back and watch this at the beginning because the characters really do shift and find themselves and kind of settle in and change so much over the seasons. It's cool to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this point, Kimmy was just kind of ditzy.
Just an airhead. Just ditzy. So DJ repeats Danny's advice to Stephanie. If you don't try new things, you don't know what you're missing out on. DJ reminds Stephanie that she already has one friend at school. Her, DJ. She reminds Stephanie that she will be right down the hall if she needs anything, and the girls agree to go back to their classrooms. Stephanie walks confidently back into her classroom and sits down in a circle with her classmates. Such a sweet scene, you're right. It was just a great moment between sisters, you know, helping each other out. DJ's finally helping out her little sister. You know, you're not the annoying sister. You're our
right.
her
It's
lovable
you know,
sister.
as siblings, I can beat you up, and but nobody else gets to do that.
Yeah. But when it matters, she's going to stick
Right.
up for you and be there for you. Oh,
Yeah, it was very cute.
that's a sweet moment.
But that was where I noticed all of the French braids. Is that last in the classroom? I was like, all these little girls with French braids and a sailor hat, and very well dressed kindergartners.
Very, very, yes. They were very perfectly coiffed.
Mm-hmm.
So Stephanie sits down in the circle, and Danny, Jesse, and Joey are still there. They all cheers her with their cartons of milk. And then the three men get up to leave the classroom, and we see there are fake pinned donkey tails stuck on the back of Uncle Jesse's bum as they exit the room. And he has no idea.
Love that.
And I'm wondering,
that.
did he just sit down and they stuck to his butt, or did a kid like slyly go up there?
A kid slyly went up and clipped one onto him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good payback. Love it.
Right? Yeah,
And that's
when
our
a
show.
random person walks into your classroom, that's the least you can do is pin a donkey tail on them.
He deserved it, right? So that is our recap of this episode. I loved this episode. What did you think about it overall? Like, this brought back such great memories.
This was one of the first, obviously, the pilot, I had some of those memories, but I really remember doing this episode. And I think, again, like you said, when you're a kid and when it's your storyline, even, as an adult, when it's your storyline, you're like, I remember things.
Totally.
But I remember the dress. I remember that slide. And like, I didn't remember it until I saw it. And I was like, oh, that blue slide. Like, it was such all of a sudden a vivid memory, and like, oh yeah, it was a really sweet scene because show, because that scene at the end, it definitely establishes like DJ and Steph's relationship, and also the fact that the guys do, they'll come together and not be stupid for 15 minutes and try and actually get some things done.
Yeah, this is a family that shows up for each other. Even if it's not always appropriate, they still show up for each other.
Absolutely. They will show up in your classroom, in your carpeted bathroom, in your alcove.
Yeah.
Wherever.
Everywhere you look. Yes.
It's true.
But I love these milestone episodes. First day of school, all these firsts. I just love
First
it.
Kimmy episode.
Yes.
That's the important thing.
That's
Kimmy episode.
That's all you need to know.
It's all we need to know. First Kimmy episode. And what I hear you say is that it felt like forever, but really was only half a scene. So
really.
Yeah.
Just wait till I'm actually in more of an episode.
Right.
That's going to blow my mind.
Interminably. Right. But no, that was a fun addition to have to the show. Because you were, well, not the first guest star, but you were like the first kid friend that was established.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of the Tanner sisters, you were the only outsider.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yay. I was the first. Oh.
Yeah. So welcome. Welcome to the
full house.
Yeah.
I'm here. Anything else we want to talk about that we didn't get to?
I mean, now that we have the Everywhere You Look segment, it's kind of my favorite thing now.
Oh, great.
When I'm watching the episodes is to look for that stuff. Like, the reason I'm paying attention to it as well is I'm like, ooh, I want to see if it changes. Like, and when. You know what I mean? Like, there was a 49ers red metal trash can in DJ and Steph's room.
Oh, yes.
And like, I don't know, it just caught my eye and I was like, I don't remember that being there for very long. But then I'm like, maybe I was wrong. There was like a little, like a rainbow pennant, like whatever, like windsock hanging in their room. And I was like, well, I didn't remember that. Yeah, just weird little, things now that I'm looking at around the Tanner house. And the mint green bathroom carpeting is very special.
It's very unique. You don't see that anymore.
Right? Yeah, no, thank God.
And did you see there's the one scene where Bob walks in, or he's wearing a Giants jacket, the gold Giants jacket.
I have one somewhere.
You
I have one,
Oh.
a gold Giants jacket.
From the show?
I think the Giants, I sent it to me at some point.
Oh, how cool.
But God knows where it is. But yeah, I remember I saw that. I saw Bob in the thing and I was like, yeah, San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost was like, who wears all this like San Francisco gear when you live in San Francisco if you're from San Francisco? And then I was like, my husband's a huge Dodgers fan and wears Dodgers shit all the time. So I was like, oh, well, yeah, no, actually, never mind. That's totally normal.
That's very normal. It's that hometown pride.
Oh, yeah. I mean, DJ's got a 49ers, like, I think it's probably, what's his name? Oh.
George Michael?
There's a No, that's the singer. No, it was a 49ers, the football team poster.
Sports.
You're like,
those
sports.
sports things. That's
that's right. That's where all of my sports knowledge is. I'm like 49ers. Yes, Joe Montana. That's who I was going to say. And then I was like, don't say it because that's probably wrong. Joe Montana also was an extra in Yellowstone. No, Joe Montana is like on this poster, and there's like 1849 gold miners, right? Because that's, the thing, like on the poster with it. And I was like, yeah, that totally looks like something a 10-year-old girl would have in her room. Absolutely. I mean, they, not to be gender specific or whatever, but it was like Bangles, Bananarama,
Janet Jackson, George Michael,
1849 mining drawing with Joe Montana.
That was just the set dresser must have had a thing about 49ers and just like, let's put these up there.
We does not have San Francisco in it, like so it's like any holiday movie you do, and they're like, there's not a Christmas tree in the back. You just stick one there,
Right.
Like there's no San Francisco. Right.
We need more San Francisco artifacts.
We need more San Francisco. Throw a trolley car in the back. Yeah.
Well, I have enjoyed recapping this episode with you, Jody. It was so fun. Can't wait to do it again.
It was fun to go back to the longest amount of time that I spent in kindergarten.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Loved it. Well, Tanneritos, please let us know anything. What do you think?
Except if we're wrong. Don't let us know that, because we just assume that we are. But please make sure you follow us at How Rude Podcast on Instagram. And also make sure if you have questions, you have things that you want us to talk about, throw all those in the comments. And also, you can email us at howrudepodcast@gmail.com. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you did. Very well done.
All right.
Nice.
Usually I screw that
Your
part up.
diction was awesome.
Well, it's because I have a carrot in my pocket.
And we're done. Jody Sweeten.
I'm going to throw random things in so that people always have to listen to all the episodes to know what in the world I'm talking about.
Yes.
And that was a reference to last episode.
I'm impressed. If people, yes, they have to pay close attention to every random word that comes out of your mouth, because it all eventually ties together.
It really does. Eventually, again, back to the Big Lebowski, really ties the room together, I love you.
I love you too.
And Ray Barber.
Jody Sweeten.
All right. Well, my friend, the world is small, but the house is full. Until next time.
CuriosityStream is the streaming service for people who want to know more. And now check out Curiosity's new series, The Real Wild West. Rolling Stone magazine says it's the history of the West they usually don't teach you.
The mythology of the West left out a lot of the people.
People said they'd never seen a black cowboy. This is the history book, but did you know about these other facts?
Watch The Real Wild West now on CuriosityStream. With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find the one that works for you at CuriosityStream.com.
Welcome to Big Big Bang.
I'd like to open your Simple Saver account.
Certainly. Just fill out the simple 10-part form.
Whoa, I'll just go to Connecta.
Oh, okay.
Connecta Credit Union offers a more human approach. Banking done different. Connecta.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Think you're stuck with damaged hair? Think again. K18 is bringing biotechnology to your hair care routine. Powered by the patented K18 peptide, the award-winning K18 molecular repair hair mask reverses damage on all hair types in only 4 minutes, even after all the heat styling and chemical damage. Complete your hair care routine by adding the new K18 molecular repair hair oil for 24-hour frizz control. Available now at Sephora and Sephora.com. Get 10% off your first order with code PODCAST10 at K18hair.com.